Usually about 6. Welcome to this week's Coach's Couch. I'm here with Coach Jon Adkins, and this isn't just the Coach's Couch, Coach. This is the Fisher National Bank Coach's Couch, thanks to our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Always there when you need them. Make sure you go open your accounts, get your loans, do all the things over at FNB. Let's get started right away. We've got lots of sponsors to thank throughout the show, like always. RZ, though, I've got to show the crowd at home. RZ's painting the town with your face, Coach. He's got, I don't know if you can zoom in on that. He's got a flyer floating around town. We're live at Yoyo's every Wednesday at 7:30. And in case you didn't know, look for these around town and follow us on Coach's Couch on all your social media channels. Coach, let's get right into it. We got Bulldog Breakdown to get to. We missed last week. We got homecoming stuff going on. I was out of town. Chad was, I think, in Hong Kong. I don't know. By the way, Chad is missing tonight.
Flag football practice. That's really important to Chad.
It's very much a priority for Chad, even over Coach's Couch. So we'll do it without him. Let's go 2 weeks back. Let's talk about Sycamore. We went up there. I don't think anybody expected us to win that game, even some of our own community members. What happened?
I would say you're correct. I truly, and I told the kids, I don't think anybody outside of our locker room believed that we even stood a chance, let alone could win and or win the way that we did, 2019 was the last time we were 0-2, and before that, 19, I think Coach said 89 was the first time we would have been 0-3, and our kids knew that. Again, it was kind of a message or a theme kind of throughout the locker room that week, and we didn't want to go 0-3. And again, I know that nobody maybe gave us the chance to go up there and on the road do something that doesn't happen at Sycamore. But again, I just think that was more motivation, more bulletin board material type stuff for our kids to go up there and prove people wrong. If we flash back to the beginning of the season, before we played Morton, one of the things that I said about this group is they're so eager and hungry to prove people wrong. Everybody wants to talk about what we lost and how you're going to fill this and that and the other. And from the very beginning of the off season, all through the summer, through these first 4 weeks now, they just continue to have a grit and a toughness about them that loves to show up and again prove people wrong. So I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect to do what we did. And again, I know that doesn't happen. The statistics Keith brought up, the other day, and Sycamore, I can't remember when the last time that they lost at home, let alone the last time that they lost that bad. It's been a very, very long time. Last year I think they were 11-1, right? So again, they just don't lose football games, and they definitely don't lose at home. I was really proud of our kids, and to bounce back from an 0-2 start, kind of a humbling, embarrassing, maybe if you will, loss at home against Morris. For our kids to respond the way that they did the week in practice, and then certainly on Friday night with the performance of the game, just incredibly proud of them for that game.
Yeah, they kind of took that us against the world mantra and took it to Sycamore. It was awesome game for our Bulldogs, and then they kind of had a little bit of a hangover, if you will. First half against Taylorville was not the Bulldogs we know. Ryan, why don't you cue up Coach's reaction to that first half?
Stick with us for just a moment. Quick interview with Coach on the sideline. Down to Brock.
Oh, Coach, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, great first half. We're going to turn this way here. Great first half. You good? Okay. Hey, the only Achilles heel I saw in the first half was penalties, and I wasn't even expecting that.
Let me
So
stop
let's
you
go.
there. I need Chad and Dan to do me a favor. I need them to call Coach Bielema right now and ask him what doctor he saw when he broke his hand at halftime last week against Western Michigan, because I'm about to be the second client in line.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to
We
happen.
got this. Let's go.
Stick with us.
Well, Coach, I see you have your hand intact.
My hand is fine. Yep.
We didn't have to find the doctor, although we were on our phones in the booth looking for Coach Bielema's number. We still don't have it, so if you guys know Coach Bielema's doc, let us know out there in Bulldog TV land, or Coach's Couch land, excuse me. Coach, talk about that hangover that happened, and just talk about what happened in that first half, and what did you say at halftime? That's what the people want to know.
Well, I'm going to keep what I said at halftime between me and the players, but I didn't hurt my hand or anything, so that's good. I said it at the end of the game, and I'll say it again. I love the way our kids responded to that challenge. One of the things that was stressed at halftime was how we're playing down or a different type of football than what we're accustomed to. This was not Bulldog football. This is not how we do things. We were misaligned. We gave up too many plays. We had way too many penalties in that first half. And again, that's just not who we are, and that's not what we do. So that was definitely one of the messages that was conveyed during halftime. But again, the kids accepted the challenge. They came out in that third quarter specifically and played exactly how they're capable of doing. But I also said this at the end of the game too, and I want to make sure that I make note of this. Credit to Taylorville and their coaching staff and the way that they executed their game plan in that first half. It was very well done. Again, they controlled the ball for the most part, continued to pick up those third downs when we needed to get off the field. They continued to keep the drive going, and then we're able to punch in some points. And then we made that mistake, the fumble, the miscue, right before half, and gave them a chance. In fact, they did catch the Hail Mary and could have easily been up 21-14. So it as much of a fault or downfall, if you will, as it was for our kids, kind of the hangover or the letdown from the Sycamore game, the caught up in the distractions of the homecoming game, which it certainly was, and we addressed that. It also was a very well executed game plan from Taylorville and their coaching staff as well.
Well, we talk about this young team learning on the fly, and there's another great teachable moment. Every game matters. Every opponent needs to be respected. Talk about, again, I don't think we talk about enough, you guys flipped the script completely in that third quarter. You looked much more physical. One of our guests tonight, Kate Ashby, just took over the run game. I think he had 4 or 5 touchdowns that game. Talk about the response from your kids.
Yeah, again, we preach all the time physicality, and it's a mentality and a mindset. And I felt like in the third quarter, we strapped it up a little bit tighter, and we did. We came with the block punt was great. Well, we started, defensively, got the stop, and then got the ball back, and then drove down and physically kind of imposed our will, if you will. And then the block punt happened the next drive. And you're right, just kind of took over and really kind of took the wind or hope, I guess, out of Taylorville, and that's who we are. That's how we play. That's what we do. So again, I was proud of our kids for accepting that challenge and then playing the way that they're capable of doing. Sometimes it's very hard to do, especially like we mentioned, as young as we are. Sometimes you can get caught up in what they call that trap game. And maybe we did for the first half, but again, I was really proud of our third quarter and the second half from our kids.
Well, and it's a trap game from both ways. You come off a really tough or a really great win against an amazing opponent, Sycamore, but now I'm going ahead, and this week it's a trap between probably your toughest opponent the rest of the year, if we're being honest, and a huge rival in the Apollo Conference in Mount Zion. One of the best Mount Zion teams. We might say that every year, Coach, but this truly is one of the better Mount Zion teams in years that's coming to Mahomet. Let's get right to them and our Friday focus with Mount Zion. Talk a little bit about what Mount Zion challenges there are for your Bulldogs this Friday at home.
Well, there's certainly several, and you alluded to it, and I'll kind of one-up you there. I think this is the best Mount Zion team that they've had, at least in the last 4 to 5 years. To me, they're a complete package now. They have the running game. The quarterback's not afraid to tuck it and run it. They're pretty good up front on both sides of the ball, and defensively they're playing some really good sound football. So Braden Trimble is a huge loss. That's one of the best high school football players I think I've ever seen. But now they followed up with just another kid that they put into a spot, and certainly having Jacob Harvey coming back again. I've said this for 3 years now. I think he's one of the best wide receivers in the state of Illinois. I think he's actually one of the most underrated wide receivers in the state of Illinois, and that's saying something, because I've been fortunate enough to be around and see a lot of really good wide receivers, and that kid's certainly up there in the mix. He's a very good football player, and like I mentioned, their quarterback is an absolute stud, and they're very good up front and well coached, and coming off a second place runner-up in the state title game, and returns so many of those kids. So we're certainly going to have our hands full, but you always know me. We had a great week of preparation, and our kids are jacked up and ready to go for this game. They know what's at stake. They know how much of a rivalry this is for us. They know what it means to us. They know that this is probably for the conference championship. Sure. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not beat around the bush. Mount Zion's loaded. We feel like we're loaded, and it's going to be a heavyweight fight. Two boxers going at it on Friday night at Frank Dutton Field. I'm glad we get to be at home for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's always a fun game when we play Mount Zion, whether it's there or here. It always feels like a conference championship game atmosphere. So make sure, if you're in town, that you come out and support these Bulldogs at home. Frank Dutton Field, 7 o'clock on Friday night. Talk about some of them offensive weapons. We know about Jacob Harvey, 8 touchdowns. You mentioned him on the season. The quarterback, 14 TDs, passing, 2 TDs, rushing. But I think it's well documented the offense is a load. Talk more about Mount Zion's defense and what kind of challenges they'll bring to your offense.
Yeah, J.C. Anderson, he's going to Ole Miss as a tight end, and he's a stud offensively. He's just as good defensively. He's one of their defensive linemen. He plays D-end, and he uses his size and his strength and his length to cause a lot of havoc on offensive linemen. And then quarterbacks specifically. He's kind of the anchor. Their nose is such a quick little kid. He gets off the ball. He's feisty. He's really tough. Their inside backers are again, 2 of the better backers that we'll see all year. And then they complement all that with an incredible secondary. Like we mentioned, Harvey, he plays DB. He had a pick 6. I believe it was against Breeze Central. They have weapons. They have athletes all over the field. They're very well coached. Patrick does a great job with those kids. And again, I think they know what's at stake. And again, let's not kid ourselves. They know what we did to them last year at their place, and that was their homecoming. They kind of got embarrassed on their turf. That leaves a sour taste in anybody's mouth, and they know that. I know that's probably been posted on their wall this entire offseason. and they're going to probably use that, coming into this Friday night. And why wouldn't you? But again, I love our kids. I love our week of practice and preparation we've had. I know how tough physically and mentally, and the overall grit that our kids have, and I know that they're going to be up for the challenge. And I said it last year, and I'll say it again. We might not have the Ole Miss commits, but we absolutely have some dogs. We got some tough kids that are going to show up and give it their all for 4 quarters, and I like those kids. We can win with those kids.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've got a couple of those kids here tonight. Can't wait to talk to them right after the break. We're going to bring in those boys inside the huddle, presented by Twiba. We'll be right back on Coach's Couch.
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
All right, boys and girls at home, we are back on the Coach's Couch, and I am honored to have a couple of amazing Bulldog seniors in the house. We've got Cade Ashby right
What
here.
up?
What's up, Cade? And we got the other Daniels boy. We got Phil tonight. How's it going, bud?
Pretty good.
Good? All right. Well, before we just cut back on, Coach, this guy was really nervous about where to look. He was like fluffing his curly hair.
His hair, yeah.
I wasn't doing that.
You look great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Always do.
And Phil's fine. He's like, "Dadgum."
Ain't nothing new to me.
Ain't nothing to him. But they did have a question for Coach. You guys want to get that out of the way
We're
real quick?
starting off with a question.
Let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why did Lambo and Javon get appetizers last year? But
Where are our appetizers at?
Okay, well, first off, Lambo and Javon were in an eating contest because it was center versus nose guard. You're not even a lineman, so I don't know why you want food. So, and I can't even remember. It was probably Chad. I think Chad paid for it, and Chad's not here tonight.
Actually,
so there's your appetizer.
I think Lucas did. He saw how hungry they look.
Well,
you guys don't
there
look
you
that
go.
hungry.
You guys don't look hungry, clearly.
You're not hungry now.
I'm pretty hungry.
Okay.
I could eat another pizza.
You guys were hungry Friday. Cade, 5 touchdowns. Can you do it without a guy like him in front of you?
Absolutely not.
Talk about your O-line.
Our linemen's a huge part of our team. Just the way they move in practice, it translates to the games, and the way they move people in games, it just opens up lots of holes and gaps for me and the rest of the backs.
That's awesome. Phil, you've been a starter now for 3 years, is that right? Okay, what's it like each year, the progression of things, now that you're a senior compared to when you were just a young sophomore? How do you feel?
A little less nerve-wracking. I remember going to Morton my sophomore year and nervous about all these 300-pound guys or whatever, whoever's against me, and just a little less nerve-wracking. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you've been through it now. And now, is there guys in the conference especially that you've gotten to know across the way and you look forward to playing? If so, talk about that. Being a 3-year starter, I'm sure you see some familiar faces.
I mean, yeah, every year, but probably Matt Toon for sure, just wrestling and stuff. So I'll probably get to know their nuke a lot better.
Is it a friendly relationship or?
It's a competitive relationship.
Good answer.
Like that.
Good answer. And you've been playing for a while too. You had some snaps when you were a sophomore, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, running back.
Yeah, it was running back and H-back, yep.
Now your role has changed a little bit this year. Talk about your role now and how that's evolved over the years.
So right now my role is H-back, which what I do is I get the tough yards and I block for my other running backs. I like it. It was an adjustment for sure, but I think I fit pretty well in what I'm doing right now, and I think it's helping the team the best.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think you've got maybe 8 touchdowns on the year. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Not bad, and you're leading the way for those other guys like Cody and them to get in the end zone too. So, Coach, we always like to have a moment for you to talk about why you brought these two guys on the show. So it's your floor. Talk about what they
so bring. As humble and quiet as they are right now, they're really not. They're two of our more outgoing kids, maybe along with his brother are probably the 3 most outgoing kids we have. But there's no doubt that their personality reflects who they are out on the field. Again, as passionate and outgoing as they are, that's exactly the way that they play. They're always hyped. Their energy's always through the roof. Like we mentioned earlier, Cade's kind of embraced going back to the role that he was at his sophomore year, coming from last year, kind of being our featured running back due to some other things that we had going on offensively. So now he is doing more of the tough yards or the blocking for Marco and Cody and Tristan and whatnot. But to his credit, he's never once taken a back seat, and that's just not who he is. He's going to continue to give the effort, so much so that he's the guy that's leading our team in touchdowns, and again, that's because of the effort and emotion and overall attitude that he puts towards the game and how he plays. I know he may be really goofy off the field, but when he straps it up, I mean, he's focused, he's serious, and he gets the job done, and he's a great team player. And like you mentioned, we're lucky that both of these kids are both 3-year starters. On top of that, Phil being with a group of linemen where 3 of the 5 are 3-year starters and 4 of the 5 are seniors, So Phil's done a great job, being on that right side, leading our team. It's comfortable for him, and he's done a great job helping the younger kids, kind of bringing them along and teaching them the ropes because, in a few short months, hopefully, these guys aren't going to be here, and they're going to kind of pass the torch, so to speak. And to that same point, Cade's done a great job helping Will. This week specifically, I watched Cade coaching Will up multiple times on where to go and how to do things. And any time as a coach you can get some senior leadership like that, where again, vocal guys, outgoing guys are going to step up and help the younger kids, it just makes your program better. But it also says a lot about your program and what these guys maybe saw when they were sophomores and guys that have helped them. So I couldn't be prouder of these two guys in the senior season that they've had so far, and hopefully will continue to have. And they're great kids, and there's no doubt I'm going to miss both of them and their personalities.
So Phil, we call this segment Inside the Huddle. It's presented by This Week in Bulldog Athletics. Thanks, Mike Orton, for that. And we talk a lot about Inside the Huddle, the personalities on the team. That's been a theme tonight. Can you talk about your teammate? Like, he's not really showing what I'm hearing. So what kind of stories you got about Mr. that are good for the parents at home?
I'm not sure why he's being shy right now, but we can't get him to shut up in the locker room at school or anything.
Is this true?
No. No, it just depends on the day. Like, if Phil's like making me mad, I sometimes.
If the day is every day.
No.
So what are you, like, smashing like Coke cans off your forehead, or when you get mad?
No. Well, before the mornings of games, I usually have a McDonald's Coke. Usually get that in me, and then after that, I'm pretty good for the day.
You're good for the day?
Yeah.
What's your pregame ritual, Phil?
Usually Fight Up Friday, go to McDonald's, lock in at school, listen to a little AC/DC or whatever it is.
AC/DC, I love it. What's your go-to? Music?
I like some country.
You're a country boy.
Yep.
What kind of, like Jason Aldean?
Yeah, I like Jason Aldean.
Okay.
I'm more of a Florida Georgia Line guy.
Oh, okay. You're getting hyped.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, RZ, you need to make a note to look for McDonald's as a sponsor because apparently we're going there quite a bit. I see half the team there. One time I was doing some community service, not because I got in trouble. And I saw half your guys, Coach, go through that line at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember all these boys were coming through. I'm like, man, what is going on? These guys get up early. So what other pregame rituals do you have? Or better yet, let's flip the script. What kind of pregame activities do you witness of your coach that you wish maybe that you didn't witness? Is there anything of your coach that you want to air out?
No, he
Be
just
nice.
paces through the field house and doesn't say a word to anybody, honestly.
He's in his zone, in his pace.
If you try to give him a fist bump, he doesn't give one back.
He doesn't even realize you're there.
No.
He's also very superstitious. He's one of the most superstitious people I know.
Yeah.
If he's wearing different shoes on game day, we're losing. I mean, that's what he thinks. So.
Do you guys have any superstitions? Okay.
No.
Nothing?
I try. I mean, I wear the same shoes every day. I wear the same pads every day, cleats.
Yeah. Do you wear same socks? Got to be game day socks, or do you mix it up?
I usually sit next to the same person, or at least try to.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some ticks then. You got some ticks. That's okay. Everyone has their own thing. I guess we're gonna go off script now.
You know what's awesome too? This year we've started doing a little bit more Bash Brothers. In the past 2 years, their sophomore and junior year, Noah, his twin brother, has been at the right guard right next to him. Well, this year, as you know, when we spoke to Noah earlier, we moved Noah to the left side. So they don't get to see each other as much and do their high fives and whatnot. So we've started putting some things in practice where we're putting them next to each other again, just so they can get that Bash Brother mentality back before the ball gets snapped. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Now, would you rather play right beside him, or do you care?
I'm 50-50 on it. I mean, he was fun to be right next to you. I mean, I knew I could trust him with his assignments and stuff, but now there's also got pretty competitive. If I did something wrong, he'd yell at me. If he did something wrong, I'd yell at him. Now he's on the other side, so it's
You just got to yell louder.
Yeah, it's out of my control, honestly.
Very good. All right, guys, it's fun watching you Friday night. We expect a lot more this Friday and a big, big matchup with a great rival in Mount Zion. So well done today. You got anything else that you want to bring, Coach? Coach, any questions for Coach on the spot?
I don't have any questions.
All right, well,
I guess I was going to ask, how much sleep do you get during the season?
Well, very little, and even less during weeks like this week. So, yes, I like my sleep in the springtime and the summertime because I know in the season I get very little sleep. So that's a great question, Kate.
Thank you.
Any questions, Phil? Or you got time?
Nope.
If you think of something, and if you're at home thinking about questions, put them on the chat because we're gonna have questions. We're gonna bring back the players too at the end. So if you got a question for Coach Adkins or our coaches that we're gonna talk to next, or these guys, put them on the chat right now on the social media. You guys, if you have questions that come up, like I think you wanted to know if Coach thought you were handsome.
No.
What did he want to know?
Want to know if Coach thought you were handsome?
I did not say
I thought I
that.
heard that.
No, that was Phil, not
That
me.
was Phil? All right, on that note, we need to take a break. We'll be right back on the Coach's Couch.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin. And a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
All right, welcome back, Bulldog fans, and we might not have Coach for too much of this segment because the players are eating his dinner, and I think I just heard Ashby was not going to get any carries on Friday. So if you're watching at home, Mount Zion, don't worry about Ashby. He's not getting the ball at all after eating Coach's dinner. This next segment is presented by Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. It's what we call Chalk Talk, where we bring in a couple of coaches to the show, and this week we've got Josh Barnes over there by Coach. He's a JV linebackers coach, and then Rob Gallier here next to me, halfback coach for the JV. Let's start with Rob. Rob, talk about your role. You've had various roles over the years. Talk about the latest role and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, so I've been blessed to coach the freshmen for the last 7 years with Coach Adkins, and this year I told him, I don't know how much I would be able to help. In fact, I was going to step down because we were going to follow my youngest son, Jack, a lot more. And Coach asked me if I wanted to help out with JV and be H-backs coach. And I didn't know that was an offer at the time, but I accepted it because it's hard to get away from it. So I really enjoy coaching in the community, and just love Mahomet, what it's about, and what Coach has brought to the community and the football program. So I'm blessed to stay on board and just keep coaching. So really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. The JV's kicking some tail down there. Josh, you take care of the linebackers. Talk about your role a little bit and bring us up to speed on the season, where you're at JV-wise, how the record's going and everything else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So work with our linebackers, mostly our outside guys, and a little bit with our middle linebacker for JV. Got some really young, talented kids, give a lot of good effort, have the right attitude. So really impressed by how they've played so far, how they've grown throughout the season. As far as this overall update on our season, so our season kind of started a little bit like the varsity team did, right? We had 2 tough losses to start the year. We lost to Morton week 1, blew a nice lead against Morrison week 2, but we've came back and really responded the past 2 weeks with a win against Bloomington Normal, and then this past week against Taylorville. So I think kind of the growing pains that we saw a little bit with some of our players on varsity, we've seen that on JV, and got to be really proud and impressed with the kids of how they continue to work and respond.
And Rob, talk a little bit about how Coach steals some of the better players from JV that you were expecting and counting on. This is a young varsity team. He keeps picking those players off. How's that feel? You gotta load up with depth. Talk about your depth at the JV level.
Well, it's funny you say that because we did have we were lucky enough to have Jackson Golden our first game, and I told Jackson Golden, I said, well, don't forget who gave you your shot. All right. So I feel like we were a part of getting him to that varsity starting spot, So yeah, I was excited to see him earn that. I knew he would be. I knew he'd be there, and then yeah, you never know week to week who you're getting at the JV level, but certainly make the best of it. All the kids are great, and we're always competitive no matter who we have on the field.
Absolutely. Coach, why don't you talk a little bit about these guys and what they bring to the table individually, and maybe expand on the roles.
Well, and to that point right there that you were talking about, being a JV coach is such a hard task because you might not know until a Monday who you're actually getting for that game, whether it's injuries, and we got to pull guys up, and these guys do such a great job not only adapting to those changes, but then preparing our kids and getting them game reps and game ready for the possibility of being called up to the big leagues, so to speak. And like I said, the way that these guys work and as hard as they work, they're both volunteers, and I can't say enough great things about not only these guys but all of our volunteers. Coach Gallagher taking time. His sons are playing football. Out west, and Jack, is still playing for Sioux Falls. And he's still devoted to the program, and all the stuff that he does helps with the cart. He built us a cart, and the wheels fell off, and so he's out there the very next day, fixing them for me. And he got us these awesome toolboxes that we now carry around our equipment in, which if you would have saw the production back when Jake played, it was a hot mess. But now it's organized. And again, that's all coming from Coach Gallagher. And that's the type of time and effort that he takes and gives back, I guess, if you will, into Bulldog football and these kids. And can't thank him enough. And same thing with Coach Barnes. Coach Barnes is a volunteer who drives from Monticello. It's not as easy as going 2 minutes home like I do. Heck, sometimes it's a minute and a half, and this guy's got a 20-plus minute drive and does it each and every day, again, for the kids, for this program. I can't thank him enough, and these guys, and again, for all that they do for our program, for our kids in the JV level and getting them ready for varsity football, and then even their roles on varsity as well. Rob does a great job. He's always right there. A kid comes out with a helmet, Rob's got him something ready to go, or a mouthpiece, or he's got his screwdriver on him and he's fixing things. Barnes is right there with an iPad, helping Coach Turk or whoever needs a coach. It's stuff like this that maybe goes unnoticed to the public, but is absolutely a tremendous plus or addition to me, right, and the help that I get with that, but then to our overall program of making it as good as it can possibly be, and I thank these guys and appreciate everything that they do for sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put these guys on the spot a little bit. Josh, what's your favorite part of being a Bulldog football coach? I know that's a pretty wide open question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's kind of a couple of different things. I think it's one, seeing the growth and development of the kids and that kind of aha moment of maybe they're kind of confused. You see that lost look in their eyes, and then all of a sudden it clicks for them. They start playing more confident, more fast, more aggressive. And then also I think it's a camaraderie amongst the coaching staff. Hanging out after practice, talking about adjustments, the car rides to and from games and things like that. So I really think it's kind of the family strong mantra, really kind of having that family atmosphere with the coaches and players.
Yeah, makes sense. Rob, how about you? I know it's a very open-ended question. You have to keep it under 30 seconds.
I promise. No, same thing, to kind of point out some stuff. Yeah, I mean, the coaching staff, it's the best coaching staff, Coach Adkins would say, in the state. I really have loved getting to know these guys, and like I've always said, they'll always be lifelong friends to me, and I can't thank him enough, and even Coach Pope, for allowing me to come on when he did, and Coach Adkins for keeping me on and let me be here as long as I have. And then probably the most important thing to me is the players. I enjoy being around them every day. Just when you think you might have a bad day at work, you get to practice and you forget all about that, because you're around all these players and you love on them and care about them. And when you do that, they'll go to war for you, and I enjoy that. So.
Well, Dan, real quick before you go on, we got to give a shout out to Coach Gallagher. Today's his birthday as well. If anybody knows Coach Gallagher, and they know how much he's not only loves the kids in Bulldog football, but how much he's given back from when him and Nikki basically started the youth program and worked their tails off all through that to everything that he's done for our program now. It's his birthday today, so we're going to wish him a happy birthday. How about
cheers.
that?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it for Robbie. Happy birthday. 29
That sounds better than 50, Dan. I appreciate it.
29 today. Rob, you look great. Everyone's happy that you guys are both part of this program. Appreciate you coming on the Coach's Couch. We'll probably see you next year again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with Sidelines, where we field the questions. So don't go anywhere, guys. You're part of this next one. We'll be right back on the Coach's Couch.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey.
Coach?
Yeah.
Awesome homecoming game. What an amazing turnaround second half. Let me ask you this. I would love to hear what you shared at halftime to refocus here.
Well, if you were a fly on the wall, you would understand why we played the way we did in the third quarter. I just got done telling the kids I was really proud of the way they responded to the challenge. But let's not kid ourselves. Credit to Taylorville and the way they executed their game plan in the first half. You couldn't have scripted it any better for Coach Odom and that offensive staff or that coaching staff. They did exactly what they wanted. They controlled the clock. They put us in bad situations as far as our offense, and they got themselves in a 14-14 tie game with a really good ball club. Again, our kids settled down, they accepted the challenge at halftime, and they came out and performed in the second half and executed, and I was really proud of them. I did also tell them this, too, and this was kind of the theme all week about, this is a trap game for us. You come off, such a high of beating Sycamore at Sycamore that doesn't happen, right? And then you throw all the homecoming distractions on top of it. Yeah. This was tough for our young kids to embrace the whole journey of what that's like. Again, we settled down at halftime, we accepted the challenge, and I was really proud of the way they came out and executed.
Great turnaround and great game, Coach. Thanks so much.
Sir. Thank you, guys.
Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Couch. We've got all our favorite guests back on the couches. Before we get to this next segment, I've got a bunch of thank yous to hand out. First of all, I want to thank our premier sponsor, Fisher National Bank. I want to thank TWIBA, Jodi O'Malley and J Collective Homes. And, of course, the next segment is called Sidelines, presented by Bulldog Gridiron Club. But also we've got couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio. You guys know them. Lee and Peyton Zarusin. Also want to shout out Patrick Quinn, who's done some voiceover work for those commercials that you guys are watching. And, of course, we can't do it without our mobile studio here at Yoyo. So thank you, Lucas Boston, and the staff for letting us barge in here. It's a huge crowd every week that comes and barges in on this studio that we call Yoyo's on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, 7:30 actually. So thank you all for supporting the Coach's Couch. Now let's get right to it with our sideline segment presented by the Bulldog Gridiron Club. Coach, this is the most questions we've ever had, so bear with me. I don't even know how we're going to get through them all.
Speaks to the popularity of the guests.
You guys being part of the show. This is my favorite part. This is from Jake Green 1. Coach, biggest piece of life advice.
Wow, that's deep. I could go a lot of different ways, and you're putting me on the spot here. But I got several sayings that I like to go by. The kids know several of them that I like to say in the locker rooms. So, but man, if I had to pick one, I would say, I don't know. This is such a tough question. I might have to come back to it. What'd you say? Yeah, I don't know. The crowd's now getting involved, and man, that one piece. So life advice here. Okay, so I would say follow your dreams and shoot for the stars. This is something that I've always wanted to do since I was a young kid. I wanted to be a head football coach, and even when I was a junior in high school, I wanted to be the head football coach of Mahomet Seymour High School. And I don't know, many people that were around me at that time probably thought that was ever going to come true. But just continuing to stay the grind, stay the course, and keep believing that it's going to happen, and keep working hard for everything. And here's my favorite saying, that great things happen to great people, and I truly believe that. And I think if you are doing the right things and being the right person and working as hard as you possibly can, that maybe eventually great things will happen for you. So maybe that's probably what I would say is my one life piece of advice. But man, that's tough. Put me on the spot.
We're getting kicked off with the depth, and now we can flip it over to a little lighter. We've got a question coming in from Noah Daniels. I think, Phil, you might know him. His question is, Phil, who is your favorite lineman?
Probably Joshy.
Not your own brother.
You got to say why.
Yeah. Expand on
He's
it.
energetic. He's funny to be around, and yeah, he's just fun to be around. Cool guy.
Wow, good answer. And yeah, go ahead.
But did Ollie tell you who beat him in Madden today before practice? Yeah, that was Coach Adkins. Okay, next question.
Oh, okay, we'll remember that. This one comes from Talon Decker. We'll give this to the two coaches in front of me. What would you say is the hardest football challenge? Game day, summer practice, earn your jersey, or one of those threes.
Yeah, I would say it's a culmination of a lot of things, right? When you talk about summer practice, you're showing up every day and you're hitting the same guys over and over and over. You're doing the same drills over and over and over. And then it leads up to, obviously, to earn your jersey. And that's that last little hump to get to the point where you're ready for the season. So I would say this being able to be consistent throughout the entire process, showing up day in and day out, even when you don't want to, when you want to stay at home on a hot summer day, is definitely a tough part. And I think it's just a culmination of everything.
Very good. Rob, you want to add anything to that?
I think he said it all. So, no, I don't have anything
Oh,
to
perfect. Well done. Josh said it nicely.
Yes.
This one comes in from Hope Farney. We're gonna send this to Cade since he wants to talk a lot. Cade, what's the favorite post-game meal, and does it change if you win or lose? Post-game.
Oh, my favorite post-game meal's got to be probably McDonald's. 2 double
There we go
cheeseburgers. I love 2 double cheeseburgers.
McDonald's, you need to sponsor this segment.
Yeah.
You need to sponsor Cade.
Cade.
Yeah.
I'd probably say good old 8-piece chicken strip basket from Dairy Queen in a blizzard,
DQ.
a large blizzard.
Ooh, large blizzard.
DQ. This one comes in from Ryan Pruitt. I think you guys know him. Phil, what would be better, me at right tackle or you at quarterback?
That is a great question.
Good question.
Me 100% at quarterback. I could sling the rock like no other. Once I get my hand on the ball, it's gone.
Okay, well, I think that was matter of fact. We do have audience participation tonight for the first time in a long time. We've heard from her before. Bernice from Mansfield is actually in attendance, so I'm going to hand the mic to Bernice. Listen carefully, this one's for you.
Hey, honey, it's Bernice from Mansfield. I'm concerned about your health after last week.
The question was, Bernice is concerned after the halftime speech about your health on the heart rate, blood pressure, etc.
Well, Bernice, appreciate the question. Thank you for your concerns. I will tell you that, as the coaches like to say, medicated Johnny is doing all right. I'm okay. No broken wrist or anything. The dry erase board was fine. And I'm fine. We moved on. We played a great third quarter, and we had a great week of practice, and I'm fired up for Friday. That's for sure.
Bernice, we appreciate you caring so much about our coach, and thank you for that question. Final question tonight is for the coach, Atkins. Sorry, we got a lot of coaches here. Coach Atkins, do you think Kate Ashby is the most handsome player on the team? That comes from Owen Smizer.
First off, I didn't know that was a contest that I was having to pick who is the most handsome player on the team. Second off, I don't think I would ever pick who is the most handsome player on the team. So sorry, Smizer, but I can't answer that question. Thank you very much. Cade,
No, you got to answer it.
Cade, you're a nice, young, fine man, and you're a funny kid, and you're fun to be around, and you just don't ever lose that personality and maybe those curls in the front either. So
handsome, you'd say.
Well, I'm glad we ended on a serious note. We started off serious, we'll end serious. Before we go and let you guys go for Friday night, I wanted to mention, look at your mics, guys. There's some cool stickers on those mics. Can you zoom in, Alex? Ashby's modeling these quite nicely. You can get one of those yourself and become a member of the Coach's Couch Sticker Club for only $5 donation. Suggested donation. You get them free, I'm sure, if you talk to Ryan Ziegler nicely in the chat. He'll get you a sticker. But I wanted to get you that information on the screen. Go to that channel and order your sticker. I don't know what it is. Ryan will take care of you. Guys, great show. Can't wait for Friday night. It's going to be a showdown in the Apollo Conference. We'll be there supporting it. It'll be live on Bulldog TV, but if you're at home in Mahomet or within an hour of Mahomet, you better be in the stadium. We'll see you Friday.